Good evening, Nick the Forester here. Hope y'all are having a pretty good weekend. And this has been filmed on a Sunday night. Finally get a little time to get out here in the shop, get a couple things done, or at least dig into something I've been wanting to for a little while. Today, well, let me stop real quick. We still, I think I found the correct decompression, I guess, plug. I don't know what you want to call it. DSP, McCulloch called it, for the 510. I've got it ordered, so it's not here yet. So still holding off on that build. I've been waiting and waiting to get that one done, but no, nothing easy. Nothing good comes easy, as they say, I guess. And that one's kind of fought me through and through. Did get the motor together. Spins freely. Got decent compression so far. So, gonna wait for that DSP, McCulloch calls it, decompression valve, whatever you want to call it, to come in. Then we'll be back on that build and we'll wrap that one up. Indiana Doug, I did start on that 710 using that 1010 oil tank project today. Got a little bit of time this afternoon. Cut that bearing retainer in half. So I do have to go back and use a flat piece of okay, actually that's not on the right side. Hold on, 1 second. Alright, there it is. And that's a little more like it. Do have to go back and use a piece of glass with some sandpaper glued down to get it nice and flush. Did cut wasn't perfectly straight, but I've already test fit it in the head, which I'll show you real quick. Go. Test fitted in the head. It's close. As you can see, it's close. It's not perfect. Then you line it up with the body. It's gonna be close. But I still got a little more. Just gotta true it up and get it it's a little higher, little protruding on one side, but we're close to it. Actually, after I get it trued up, then we'll start. After this 510's done, then we'll start on this project. That's the next one up. I want to get it done. I want to see if it can be done. But all that aside, all those updates aside, I want to get to today's project. It's a little less known saw. It is a homelite. It's a 410 I picked up not too terribly long ago. It's actually in really great shape. But it came to me just like this. Missing the carburetor, the air filter and air filter cover was missing. These are a very funky intake design system. Let me put that back down real quick so I don't lose the gasket. The air filter, here, I'll show you. Go ahead and put it on down in there. Air filter goes on like that. Top cover's like that. I said this one's very low aerosol. It's actually in really, really good shape. So it goes like that. Then all it does is feed down through here into an open carburetor that will sit right here. I've got another one I'll show you. This is my other one I picked up somewhere along the way. I might not be able to get that off. It's got much more runtime on it. Still has decent compression, but that one's a whole lot tighter. But that's typically how they're set up. Air comes down through here, travels around, and goes into the carburetor like that. This one, just got a bunch of runtime on it. This one, I'm putting the cover back on right now. Does run. I'm actually gonna probably bar it up here in a little while and try to get a video of it cutting later on. But that's for another time. Back on to today's. When inspecting this one, these use an intake boot down to a reed valve that goes into the intake. This boot, check, I think I already, it dropped. When I was inspecting this boot, it just fell, half of it fell right out. I mean, it ain't nothing but mush. So, topic of today's video is tearing the handle off this sucker. To see about changing the intake boot on these. I've not pulled either one of these saws apart. Never have. I said I didn't get this one very long ago. So this is my first radio of doing it. So we're gonna see how it goes. Hopefully it'll go pretty smooth, but you know how things go. I'm probably gonna fumble around a bunch with this video just because I've never torn one of these apart. Found the right bit right there. Looks to me like take your AV mounts off, take your handle off, and then it looks about it. Because both the oil tank, gas and oil are housed down here in separate sides, I do believe. But see about getting this started. I have to grab a battery pack out of the truck. Actually, no, I got one over here I can use. Adapter. Oh, come on. There we go. So how y'all been? I know I ain't been posting as much recently and just been really, really busy. Life catches up, and then you have been waiting to get this 510 done, and I don't like starting multiple projects at the same time. Like, I don't really want to start this one, but I do want to create content. I do want to work on my saws, so I don't want to wait for parts to come for this one and not do anything. So I'd rather get something done. So let's start taking these off and see where we get. There we go. Huh, there, that's an interesting design. It's got a pin that slides down. Put that over there. Get this one. And I did actually, this one was missing the starter cover, which if anybody knows about these saws on eBay, they go for a lot of money right now. I actually found a source, found this one. It's in actually really good shape. Might be a little bit older style. Yeah, it's a little bit older, but it's in great shape. It's one piece, had the pulley and everything. I'll probably go ahead and replace the rope, but it was under, I think, $20 for this. And also got the carb cover, and I'd actually misplaced the filter and top half, and they had those as well, so I purchased those. because I thought I needed them, but apparently I did not. So I think I did verify this saw does have spark. I think I did that previously. So it should be good to go once we get this intake boot sorted out. I don't know why they would have used flathead for this. Come on now. Don't want to round you off. Yeah. You grab a flathead. I gotta get more adapters. These, I don't know when I did it, but I got these all jumbled up now. That's the only flathead I got. Somewhere along the way I dropped that, and it's gotten all mixed up now. We can get it off of this. There we go. And we'll just do it with a screwdriver. It's just tight. Go ahead. I'm gonna throw these in this top cover. Be a good place to throw all these bolts. But these homelite, I believe, these 410s are the smallest version of your 410, 540, and 8800 family. Came out in the 80s. This one's 60, I think it's 67 cc. If I remember right. Then the 540s in the 70s and the 880s in the 80s. And if I remember reading right, these are like I think these are actually kind of based off of Solo or designed by Solo for homelite. If I remember reading correctly. That's why they're set up so funky compared to most homelites you see. So, I mean, they're definitely a different setup. I could take this top cover off and show you. The spark plug enters, you might be able to see that. Spark plug enters the front of the head and angles back like that. I said, very funky setup, design saw. They're not the most powerful by any means. They do have a manual oil, automatic oiler and manual override, which I thought was pretty nice. Most saws by the 80s had done away with that. I don't even think on, I'm not sure on the 540 and 880. I think they had them as well, but I could be wrong. But both of my 410s have it. There we go. Pull that guy off. We'll set him up here for now. Said I did not expect this to be a long video. I was supposed to. Apparently that let's go wire is supposed to set up here somewhere, but somebody's been in this before and they didn't put it back right. So a good thing I didn't try to start it. One, would have air leak because of that boot, and two, because chassis is not grounded to the handle, so I wouldn't be able to shut it off. Sorry, I didn't mean to put that in y'all's way. Alright, what we got left? Go ahead. This clutch cover is in amazing shape. Looks like, honestly, besides a couple little dings, it's in extremely good shape. I mean, look at that paint. Very, very low hour saw, from what I can tell. It's like, might have one there. Then there's got to be one up here somewhere abouts. Right there, I see it. Do have the bar plates. Let's see what we're working with now. I'll have to take off that wire. Yeah. Question is, do I unbolt it here? Cause it's just them 2 bolts. Leave all that with the body. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I believe that's what we're going to do. We're gonna unbolt this black piece and then leave it with the main body of it. That looks about right. Nope. Where'd my little ratchet go? I bet that it's got the right one on it. Bingo. This will be, I guess you'd say, part 1 of this video, because I do not have an intake boot here. I'll have to get one ordered up, but at least I wanted to see how these came apart, because there's very little videos on YouTube about how these come apart, or really anything on this saw. There's a handful of cutting videos, but that's it. I know it's not a very popular saw, but I was honestly kind of shocked. I have to pull this line off, which we'll rerun all these lines. Alright, what am I missing here? Am I missing one? What am I missing up here? There's bound to be something that I'm just not seeing. Because, I mean, it's loose. Can't take that off. Something down here is holding us up. Pull these off. These studs. Grab that 1 second. I saw these saws and I'm like, huh, they're kind of funky looking. Definitely don't look like much of any homelites I've ever seen. So I was curious and I was like, you know what, why not? I'll take a gamble on it and see if it's got any go to her or not. Oh, there's one. Missing one screw. Didn't even see it. Thought I had them all loose. There we go. Now we should come out. Still got, impulse. There's the other half of her, what's it called? I'm gonna redo that impulse anyway. Come on. What are you? Oil? Yep. There's the oil feed. Uh-oh. Leave pressure on this guy. Thought it were empty, but apparently it got a little bit left off in her. What a funky design here. So it slides through there. Dirty old bugger. Set this down here for now. You see all that boot? Or actually, no, that wasn't a boot. That was that where one of our skulls goes in like so. That's how they, okay. Interesting. Interesting saws, I tell you. Very funky. See how our reeds look. Reeds look good. Boot is junk. I'm unsure. I'll have to Google up, because I mean this thing ain't, this thing's like putty. And you see I just mashed it all together now. I ain't never seen a boot do like that. That's funky. Guess ethanol ate it. All I can guess. Guessing. It's like you can take that off via a couple screws behind this. One screw, two screws. Yeah, I guess two screws. You can take this piece off. This carb flange, and then it's like 4 screws to take the reeds out. I'm guessing this goes under them reeds. The boot goes under these reeds. Let's take a look. If we can get loose. I'm going straight to the impact with it. I'm just gonna tap her. There we go. That one's loose. That one's loose. That one, I believe, loosened up. Let's double check that. Nope. That one's loose. Nope. Try again. Nope. Come on. That one loosened up. Alright. Now we're cooking. I just want to see how this boot goes in, so when I go ahead and put it back together, well, no. Won't be guessing. I'll make a fairly quick video, and then we'll put on the muffler back on and the starter cover. And we'll try to give this one a rip. I don't know how the crank seals are off in it. I have no idea. I have a feeling it ended up with an air leak from this boot going to gum. That one's off. And this one. Very funky saw. Like I said, I think I'd heard somewhere these were designed by Solo for homelite. So they're just a funky old saw, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, that's how that boot goes in there. Reeds, all looking good shape. No signs of cracking. Pyramid 4-reed setup. This boot is junk. I'm gonna go set it back in there for now. Looking at the bottom end ain't gonna tell you much of nothing. Should I put this in the right way? I don't think there is a right and a wrong. I'm gonna go ahead and put these screws back in there for now, so I can keep up with them. I can leave the rest of them in that air filter housing, or cover, sorry. I'll set this project to the side for tonight and go ahead and order up a intake boot. Maybe we'll get another homelite back running. I know I work on a whole lot of McCullochs. That was McCullochs are probably my favorite saw. I love the ingenuity that they had going, honestly, since their from the beginning at their 2-min saws all the way up to the invention of the 1010. Now I know it's either Homelite or Poulin that came out with the first lightweight saw, but then McCulloch come out with the 1010, and it seemed honestly to take the world by fire. Down here you either have 1010s or XL12s or Super XLs. I mean, they're all over the place down here, or at least they were. Now they about dried up, but for a while, I mean, my dad had a XL12 that we ran for years and years and years. Just old 20-inch bar cutting firewood. Love that saw. I actually have an XL12 over there. Got something funky going on. I think it's got an air leak somewhere or another, but I'll get to that saw eventually. But I do love Homelites. What I'm saying is I do love Homelites as well, just as much as McCulloch. They just don't come up, the bigger ones don't come up in my area as near as much, where McCulloch, I mean, they come up a whole heck of a lot more, and some of the Homelites and McCullochs I get off eBay, if I just see a screaming deal, I go for it. I got a price I set, and I'm not going any higher than that. I think the most expensive saw I've ever purchased was $300, and I won't spend over that. And there's a saw I've been wanting for a very, very long time. But no, I'm not driving the prices up on eBay. I mainly just buy parts off eBay, but if I occasionally get a part saw that I really want to have, then I'll snag it up. But I'm not spending $400, $500, $600, $700 for some of these saws like some of these folks are. And it's okay if you're doing it. It's just, honestly, you're driving the market up for yourself and others. But to each their own. It ain't my place to say who's right or wrong, because I just like to work on saws. I mean, I just enjoy it. But it's a hobby to me. I love collecting my junk saws, like this one. I think it might have come off eBay. I can't remember. But it was, and I think under the search of Homelite chainsaw for parts are not working. And I mean, it's got gobs of compression. I mean, I believe she will run good. I took the muffler off, board's clean as a whistle. All I can guess that happened is intake boot went gummy, got a crack in it, whatever else, and it got laid off to the side, and then somebody's cleaning something out, or somebody may have purchased it and saw his missing things and said, throw it up on eBay and said, let's sell it. But yeah, that's why I was saying these things are funky, because spark plug goes in the front and goes back toward the intake. Which, I mean, this one's got carbon up on the exhaust port. I mean, it did have some run time, but not much at all, honestly. The actual piston looks clean as a whistle. So does the cylinder. I mean, still see cross hatching in it. I mean, it is a low hour saw. I just don't think it got much used to it. Might have a kill switch repair right there. I may investigate that, put a new wire on it. But yeah, that's about the topic of today's video. I just wanted to see what it all was involved in taking the handle off, getting to that intake boot, and because I ain't never done one of these, and I ain't seen many of these on YouTube. So I figured I might as well post it up. Somebody might appreciate it. They may want to know how to do it for their saw if they're like me and never done it. I don't mind showing it. There we go. I want to make sure I didn't pinch any of them wires or that wire. Because that's all I really came to YouTube for, was just to show videos that folks weren't making. Not to say that folks aren't making videos on any of these saws, because they are. But some tips and tricks that I found that folks might make some folks' lives a whole lot easier. Just like I found tips and tricks from a bunch of greats, whether it be builders or just hobbyists. I mean, everybody brings something to the table. Now, I'm just curious. If it makes my life easier, I want to know how to do it, and I'd love for somebody to show me how to do it. And I feel like it's my duty to do the same. If it makes somebody's life easier by me showing them doing a video on it, then that's what I want to do. I mean that's the end all of it. Just want to make somebody's life easier, just like it'd make my life easier. But enough of me rambling. I'm gonna probably set this one aside, keep all the parts together until I get that intake boot, and then we'll slap this bad boy back together and throw some gas in it after I replace lines, of course. And we'll see what happens. We will see what happens with this one. Oh, she's got compression. But appreciate y'all watching. Hope y'all have had a great weekend. I hope y'all have a great week up ahead, or vice versa, depending on when this gets released. If there's anything you want to know about this saw that I didn't say, or if I know, I'll tell you. Just shoot it down in the comments. If anything y'all want to see on the channel, shoot it on down in the comments. I have multiple saws I can. I need some work or another, and I don't mind pulling them apart to show how they get pulled apart or whatever. I'm here to just help guys like me that just got in this. I mean, I had worked on stuff growing up, but there's some tips and tricks that made taking these apart and putting them back together a whole lot easier. So if there's anything y'all want to know, just please put it down there in comments, and hope y'all have a great rest of y'all's evening, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Thanks, y'all.